she's sort of like the sun. If you get too much of her, you burn to death. You don't want to go too far away because then you might freeze. Give me that Earth zone, the Goldilocks zone of Iris. Just enough where I enjoy her being around, but not enough to where she bothers.
Yeah, I also like a little pepper in my Caesar salad, but not too much.
Yeah, not too much. Don't pour the whole can on there because I can't eat that.
Just a little. Right.
So don't pour so much Iris on my Flash episodes, please.
Mixties presents the Popcast.
Hey, my name is Brian, that is Shane, and this is the Popcast, and today we're talking about The Flash, episode 4, and I gotta say, first impressions is pretty damn good, very funny, great episode. Shane, talk to me.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I love this episode. I don't know what it was, but it's like one of my favorite episodes. And I was trying to put it out earlier when I was on Reddit, just messing around in the Flash subreddit. I was trying to tell, just kind of say, I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think it might be the redemption of Plastic Man. I guess we're not calling him that yet.
Elongated
we're calling
Man.
him, yeah, Ralph Dibny. I love that. I loved also that Barry learned something and kind of was able to come back and trust this guy after he really didn't. He learned something from it. I love that they saved the day using his new skill, and I just like the whole air of the episode. I love Danny Trejo Machete in this episode. It was just good from beginning to end, and I gotta be honest with you, this season I was really just kind of going along with it, and here we are in episode 4, and I'm back in love with the Flash.
Yeah, so it started for me last episode when Harry came back, when I was like, oh, here we go. This is the Flash I've been waiting for, because the first couple episodes were super dry, and I didn't like the super dramatic nonsense. Harry came back, brought me that flavor back. Liked the episode, didn't love it per se, but definitely liked it, was definitely happy in the direction. And then this episode, I felt the same way. First of all, Danny Trejo is hilarious. He's funny. Ugh. The new character, Elongated Man, I'm so happy he's going to be part of the team. I feel like his chemistry... We haven't even seen his chemistry with Harry Wells, but I know it's going to be amazing.
We needed this. We needed, and it's Hartley Sawyer as the actor playing, I'm just going to go ahead and call him Plastic Man. That's who he is.
It's a long man.
Whatever, it's Plastic Man. So, I just can't wait to, I don't know what it is. I was ready for another superhero to join. I think I was getting so depressed over all these metas that were just evil, bad guy.
Yeah, we talked about that last episode.
I felt like we needed this. I mean, I almost had an emotional response to this. It was crazy, man.
I gotta say, I actually laughed out loud at least 3 times this episode.
Yeah.
When Danny Trejo goes, "I'm gonna hunt you," he's like, "Excuse me, what?"
Cisco's like, "I'm sorry,
I'm gonna hunt you," like a dog. And then that whole exchange was hilarious, which we'll get to. And then when an Elongated Man sneezed and Joe vomits in the corner, that was so good.
Yeah,
he's like 5 years of this crap, and I've never vomited.
Yeah. After 4 years, I finally throw up. Vomit.
So let's get right into the show. Let's first talk about our 1600 sub challenge. Do not forget, we are already at 11 something. We are climbing fast. We're gonna get to 1600 quick, guys. So get in there. Subscribe and comment and be part of that outstanding, outlandish, out of this world giveaway. The last thing we gave away was at 800 subs, literally at the halfway mark between 1600. We gave away 3 tickets, dinner and a movie to Star Wars premiere in December. Big deal. So if we did something like that for that, what are we going to do for 1600 subs? I don't know, but if you want to find out and be a part of that drawing, you better hit that subscribe button and comment.
Yes, and we also owe you guys a special boxing video, which we're going to do as soon as we have a free day to do it, and we'll bring that to you guys so you can see all of your wonderful comments and the fact that they've counted to actually win something.
We wanted to do it yesterday, but Shane was too busy making amazing Halloween maze.
I was busy, yes. I don't know why I did this. I think I must have lost my mind, but yeah, I spent pretty much the whole day putting together a Halloween maze at my house, and the neighborhood came together, and and enjoyed it.
Look,
as
guys,
you can see, I crashed my truck into the house there. It was kind of nice.
I'm gonna show this picture does no justice. So what I'm gonna do, Shane doesn't know this, but I took the video off his phone, and we edited together some nice video for him. So I'm gonna show you a clip of that real quick right here. But if you want to see the full video, it'll be uploaded alongside this one. A nice little walkthrough of his crazy Halloween maze, and I'm telling you, it's worth the watch. Dang, Shane, you are a talented dude, bro. Maybe next year we do a whole maze together, just a giant maze, charge $5.
Yeah, because what Brian's not telling you is he did his own thing. He actually did a play, which I don't know if we can get our hands on. I don't have it with me now, but don't worry, brother. We'll come back to this. He did really good too.
I did a Halloween play this year. It involved like 30 people, a couple weeks of setup, a big Halloween, big scary sets and all that too. But I didn't take any pictures or video because I was too busy building the damn thing. So I'm hoping that someone did, and if they did, then I'll get that information to you. Either way, check out this clip right now.
Zombie here coming out from
Oh no, it's Kevin Spacey! Run!
Whoa!
Whoa, my mother-in-law!
The psycho!
So if you like that, go watch the whole video. The description's the video link is in the description down below. Now let's get straight into the Flash, Mr. Shane. We open up with Gypsy and Vibe or Cisco getting hot and heavy, looking like it's gonna be a good thing. She won't tell him his name. He's getting excited, both literally and figuratively. And then Trejo,
I love that.
Danny Trejo, Breacher comes through and goes, "You messing with my daughter, punk? Machete." Yeah.
Oh, that was so good, man. I love he says it's time for me to say those 3 words. And he's like, "What's your name?" I think you could tell she was like, "I love you." But having Danny come through here like this in full machete glory was fantastic, and he just scares the crap out of everybody. Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, he proceeds to basically beat up Cisco until his daughter walks and says, "Daddy, no!"
Oh, it's great.
And then we cut over to Barry and Joe listening to a speech by a new character we hadn't seen before, the mayor, which ends up being an antagonist. And the mayor addresses addressing people and being political. That's it. Boom. Let's head over to the Barry wall. First off, Barry has removed all his mother's murder stuff. That's a big deal, right? Joey actually
he's moving on.
Yeah, he's moving on. We don't know how long he spent in the Speed Force, but it was obviously long enough for him to get over the deaths of his mother and father.
Right.
Remember, time doesn't work the same way in our time as it does in the Speed Force. He could have been there for 150 years. We wouldn't have known.
It's true.
So now he's trying to track down the 12. I don't really understand. There's one nitpicky thing here. I understand they want to show him moving on, but I feel like he has all the same exact information as Star Labs. I don't feel like he needs it at the precinct too. But
yeah, this is the double identity thing. Superheroes seem to need a double identity. I think there's some strange redundancy going through here. I guess he gets more access to things being as part of the police department, so maybe that makes it legit. But you're right. It's almost weird going back and forth between Barry's lab and Star Labs, to be honest with you.
Especially considering I'm pretty sure he's a millionaire. I mean, remember, like, the Harry Wells, the one that was being played by Reverse Flash, the one that was, like, faking Harry Wells, when he died, it was weird. Like, he hated Barry, but in a weird way, he also loved him it was a weird, messed up situation where when he died, he basically gave everything to Barry.
Right.
And I still don't totally understand how that happened. This guy that was trying to murder Barry was first his mentor, and then they revealed to be training him so he can steal his speed and get back to the future. Hates him, killed his mother, but also loved him enough that when he died, he just gave him all of his stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it probably also furthered how Barry was supposed to move forward in the future, so that the Reverse Flash could have his, so it all could work out. I'm sure it all ties into that somehow.
It's a weird situation too, where it's like
It is.
The fans are you know, they're it's a nice send off for the original Harry Wells, even though we know that the original Harry Wells was actually Eobard Thawne.
Right.
So, anyways, he's rich, and he must be because he's paying salaries and he's running a huge Star Labs. Anyways, the economics of the Flash are horrible and confusing. I'm not going to continue going on it. It's the one plot hole about the Flash that really bothers me is where the hell they get all their money. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really bother me because to me, it's like Star Trek. I just kind of go with
But you understand Star Trek.
Sure, but there's no money, and so I don't get all tied up in that kind of stuff.
Social, like it's like a perfection socialist kind of thing. Is I don't know. Okay, anyways, moving on.
Yeah. It's tough.
All right, Breacher. They take Breacher to Star Labs, where Cisco tells him that Barry is his assistant.
It's such a comedic point here. He's giving him a tour of his workplace. He wants to impress him. I love the way this goes down.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And Harry Wells goes along with it. I love Harry's character so much.
I know, right?
I mean,
he's like, you look like someone I once hunted.
Yeah, he goes, I get that a lot.
Isn't that awesome?
So Cisco is confiding in Harry, and Harry's like, look, man, just take him to coffee or something.
Yeah.
Now, they're trying to track down the people on the bus. They figure out that was it Dimsey? What's his name?
Oh, the new guy?
Yeah.
Dibney? Ralph Dibney?
Ralph Dibney is one of the guys in the bus, and apparently Flash knows him.
Yes.
Because he was a corrupt cop. Corrupt because he planted evidence because he couldn't find the evidence, but he knew the dude was guilty. So he essentially did the same thing that the Flash and their team do all the time, is sort of exist outside the judge, the criminal system because it's necessary.
Right, and at this point, I want to go back and just I was on the subreddit, the Flash TV subreddit and I got to tell you, this one Redditor, a Goeb, had a post. Basically, it says, Flash fact: Ralph Dibney died in season 1, and Flashpoint brought him back to life. So this is very, very interesting. I guess
a theory. That's a theory, though, right?
No. In episode 7,
they did mention he was one of the people that died in the accelerator, but they never actually. It's almost like this is a retcon. They didn't explain that Flashpoint brought him back.
Well, they apparently, in an interview with EW after a press screening of the episode, executive producers Andrew Kreisberg and Todd Helbing nodded to the continuity, citing Flashpoint as the direct cause of his survival. So he's not only a bus meta, but he's a time aberration as well. And this is all. I just want to give this shout out to a Goeb on our Reddit who put this up, and I thought it was fantastic. I want to share it with everybody.
Yeah, I was actually wondering about that because I remember them mentioning his name. Another YouTuber, it's much more popular than we are, did this whole video where they basically said in episode 7 that he was one of the guys that died, very clearly. So when they brought him back, he was the other YouTuber was like, well, they must be retconning this so they can bring him back. But that makes way more sense. He's a time aberration, so he exists because of Barry Allen.
Because of Barry Allen, which goes along the whole time frame. Barry Allen creates all of his own problems, and now he's just created somebody who's going to help him.
Yes. Okay, so now they look up Dimsby. Apparently, he's an attractive a guy. That's what we get across.
Oh, that's right.
Now we get to Ralph's office, and he's talking to a lovely woman about her cheating husband. So he's a private investigator, a private dick.
Yeah, he has that on his door. I thought that was great. He's kind of embraced. He's very what's the word? He's very
nihilistic.
Nihilistic. There's another one that I was thinking of too. But he's just down on life pretty much at this point.
And he's nothing to do about it, so he just sort of embraces it and tries to laugh it up.
He's a fatalist.
He's a lot like I am.
You're not a fatalist.
Sometimes life sucks. Either you can dwell on it and be a depressed Iris, or or you can embrace it laugh it off and be a Ralph Dibsby. I'd rather be Ralph than Iris.
Yeah, I'm not low on Iris right now either. She's not bugging me at all.
No, she's doing great. I'm referring to the first couple episodes. Right, this last couple episodes have been really great. I actually see a point for her being there.
She's less Iris equals better Iris.
Yes, she's sort of like the sun. If you get too much of her, you burn to death. You don't want to go too far away because then you might freeze.
Yeah,
give me that Earth zone, the Goldilocks zone of Iris, just enough to where I enjoy her being around, but not enough to where she bothers me.
Yeah, I also like a little pepper in my Caesar salad, but not too much.
Yeah, not too much. Don't pour the whole can on there, because I can't eat that.
Just a little bit. Right.
So don't pour so much Iris on my Flash episodes, please.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Yeah, so then he goes from, this is where he's sort of a dirtbag. He goes from like, yes, your husband's cheating on you. Do you like sushi or fish or shrimp or whatever?
Yeah, right.
He starts hitting on her. And that's when Flash and Joe go into his shop, ask him about the bus thing. He has no idea what they're talking about. He asks them to please leave or whatever, and they walk away assuming that he knows nothing about it, even though they still hate it. The Flash clearly at this point hates Ralph. Like, they don't like each other whatsoever.
Although if they were to pick up on subtleties, which I guess they're not super subtle people, when they say something was on the bus, he looked very nervous and he's like, what is it? Oh, Ebola? Right? Remember? You can kind of tell at that point, oh, well, okay, he was obviously on the bus.
Yeah.
So when Barry said, okay, let's go, I'm like, guys, he was on the bus. But you find out why.
Yeah. So they leave and a couple guys come into his office and they're going to murder him. They're gonna throw him off the side of a building. And this when we see his powers, because they activate and he stretches down to the ground, and of course right in front of Barry and Joe.
Yeah, and as soon as he started stretching, I was like, yes, all right.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't make us wait for it. You know, some shows make you wait to that very last scene to see the special effects. We got it right away, and it was so natural too.
Yeah.
All right, so they bring back Ralph, and of course he has super long feet, and Iris sees it and comes in, and everybody's freaking out because this guy is stretched. And Harry Wells figures out that his cells are in this state where they're entangled, they cannot be broken, and they can be stretched to almost eternity. And I love this shot where he's freaking out. And he's like, you fix me, Barry. You fix me, damn it. With your science stuff.
No, I got to tell you, one more shout out to the subreddit here. Henovo in the post-episode discussion thread said, okay, I sincerely love this episode. I can already tell Ralph is going to be an amazing character, and the actor is in point with his reactions. Well, especially later on when he says, I like the Flash. Wait. Now I have to hate the Flash.
Now I have to hate the Flash. Yeah, that was great.
I mean, so shout out to Henovo. That was a great post in that discussion thread. And you're 100% right, my friend.
100%.
This character is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I love that it's not another speedster. It's something unique.
Yes. I love that this makes Joe throw up.
Right. Okay, so Caitlin spills baby powder. It makes this guy sneeze. His face goes all crazy. And their reaction. Look at that, man.
I know.
That's our thumbnail right there, guys. I'm gonna let you guys know. That's our thumbnail.
Happened. That's great.
Even Barry's like, oh my God. And then Joe vomits in the corner. I was laughing my bleep off that whole time.
Dude, look at, there is fear on Barry's face here. Look at this. Iris is disgusted. This is just fantastic.
If you saw that in person, if you saw someone's face fall off, I might vomit. Like,
yeah, no, totally.
That was such a great reaction. And then we go to the coffee shop with Danny Trejo.
Can I plug in?
Preacher. He goes, yeah, can I plug in? And the guy just looks at him. Doesn't say a word, just looks at him. The guy's like, never mind.
Yep, walking away.
Danny Trejo is...
He's so awesome, right?
I love this guy so much. I can't tell you how much I know he's always the same character. I don't care. He's amazing.
That's who he is.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Everything he does is this character, and I love it.
He is that. I hope in real life he walks around just like this.
Yeah, just carrying a machete on his back.
Oh, they had a nice little. Did you see later? I don't know if you got the shot of it, but Cisco pulls out a machete when he's trying to figure out how to deal with him.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, and Harry Wells is like, too much.
Overkill.
Yeah. All right, so there he tries to give him coffee, and I was like, when they invaded my world, they killed all the coffee. I'll never drink coffee again. He's like, okay, well, 2 for me.
Well, and I love that because that's actually a throwback to another episode previously where Gypsy's like, we don't have coffee in my
right. I want to know more about this war they had. It was so interdimensional, apparently plastic people.
Right.
So there must be another universe where plastic, that ability is inherent in all humans or whatever.
Sounds like a cool.
And apparently they breached Gypsy's world, and they had this massive war where they decimated crops, and it's just sort of dystopian, right? So,
yeah,
boy, would I love to see that play out. And Gypsy goes to get Breacher some tea, and that's when Breacher says, "I'm gonna hunt you."
He's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Cisco's like, wait, what? What are you talking about? He says, I'm gonna hunt you. And the great part is when Cisco goes, like, did you hunt all of our boyfriends? Yes. What happened to the last one? I don't know. And then he goes, he goes, oh, so he got away. He goes, I don't know what happens when you die.
Yeah, that was the best line ever, man. I don't know what happens when you die. Perfect. Whoever wrote that, kudos to you.
The delivery, the writing, I was laughing so hard at this.
I know, dude.
It might as well have been a comedy, dude. It was comedy.
Yeah. I don't know what happens when you die.
Cisco goes, okay, I'm out. And he literally just runs.
He took off running.
And Gypsy's like, damn it, he's hunting him. So
yeah.
She's been through this before. That's so great.
She knows.
Now I understand her previous trepidation behind getting with Cisco in the first place when he was courting her in season 3. Okay,
makes sense.
We go back to Star Labs, and they are looking at all the 3 people they have so far. Ralph's one of the people, and he literally writes on the board villains. And this is the part where Iris keeping him grounded. That's an important part of her character. I want that to stay. I just don't want her to be in charge of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I like that too. That's what a good partner does. A good spouse.
My wife keeps me grounded. That's for sure.
Especially for men. And you get to see Caitlin's argument here too, because she obviously is struggling with being a villain versus being a hero with her special power, which is a storyline right now. So it all really, really works out well.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so we move on. Iris, let's go over to Ralph's office and search for some clues, some DNA or whatever. And when they get there, there's a bomb in the drawer. Flash quickly zips, phases her out of there, and the whole thing explodes. But they get the hairbrush they need, that hopefully has DNA on it. They get it back to Caitlin, and she gets started on her thing. So Cisco is in here talking to Harry because he's being hunted by Breacher.
Right.
Another great part.
Another good scene.
Yeah, Harry's like, listen, you have 2 superpowers. One is your mind. He knows that you're pathetic and weak. What?
Physically, yes.
Physically. That you stand no match. Like, he's just going to murder you. You're just pathetic and weak. And he goes, okay, Harry, thanks.
Yeah.
And he explains to him, beat him with your brain and get the respect you need, which is good advice. When he was going on about him being pathetic weak, though, I was laughing my butt up.
Yeah, it was great.
All right, Caitlin makes up a concoction of a bunch of random chemicals that she actually says that sound actually like household things to me. And he ingested, and boom, back to normal. Muscle memory, if you will.
Nice.
I love
He's able
this.
to get himself a chiseled six-pack, too.
Yeah, he was like, I'm a Hemsworth brother. That was great.
I'm a Hemsworth. Another superhero shout-out, right?
I love how these guys are always like talking about Game of Thrones and Marvel movies, but they never talk about DC movies.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Okay, so Barry and Joe go to see the mayor. All right? The mayor seems like a stand-up dude that made a mistake, and now he's being blackmailed by a dirty Ralph.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, but in reality, this guy's a thug, and and he says take him out. So we go back to Star Labs, and Barry is arguing with Ralph about being a corrupt cop. The corrupt's like, look, man, that guy was guilty. He explains his point of it, and they obviously don't see eye to eye on this stuff. But I think, but the Flash does get turned around.
Right. After thinking about his own life and kind of how he's had to bend the rules in order to keep people safe, he's like, well,
that's the way it goes.
It is.
Now we kick over to Cisco traps Breacher in the reverse Flash force field. By the way, this force field has never worked. It didn't work for the reverse Flash.
I know, right?
And it didn't work for Breacher, who takes a knife and cuts it open before chasing.
The knife came from another Earth as well, by the way.
Right.
So.
And then
I'm assuming it has special properties.
I hope, yeah. And then it probably has there's a special metal, int metal or whatever. All right. So he takes out the force field, he goes after Cisco. Now we go over to Joe. Joe got a 6-pack of beer. He wants to go to Barry's place and tell him that he's having a child.
All dads know how to do it.
Right. He gets in there, cops show up. The cops that work for the mayor, and they try to murder Barry and Joe. What they don't know is that Barry's the Flash.
Yeah,
Barry,
I love these flash moments.
I love this, where he like zips around.
Yeah, those are my favorite moments.
Yeah, he grabs the bullets. He then makes it so that the recoil of the weapons are gonna knock both of them out, which was great.
Yeah. Such a great superhero thing to do.
And they realize the mayor is dirty. That's really important. We go back to Star Labs, and Breacher is still actively hunting Cisco. But he sees he sees I don't have a shot of this, but he sees the elongated man, Plastic Man on the monitors.
Yes.
That's when we realize his world was invaded by plastic people.
Which I find interesting because he was not elongated at the moment that shot was happening.
That was like a video feed, right?
It must have been like a previous feed or something, or it was shot out of loop. It could be a little bit of a continuity problem in shooting where they fit it in, and so it could actually be a mistake.
Yeah, they could have edited that wrong. You're right. All right, so he sees it. Now we go back to the mayor. The mayor is now interacting with the elongated man. He tries to pay him off and kill him. But Ralph doesn't want his dirty money. He
love this part.
Even though he needed the money, he still wants to be the good guy. He doesn't want to blackmail him. He just wants him to stop. And of course, the mayor says cool and then shoots him in the head, and the bullet just goes up and then comes right back down out of his mouth and through his nose.
That was great. He's like a bullet booger.
A booger bullet. The Flash shows up, takes the gun, saves the day, and then Breacher shows up. And he's gonna kill the elongated man. And
do we have to call him that?
Sorry, Plastic Man. In the chaos, the mayor takes Joe onto a helicopter with a gun. I feel like the mayor should have just split, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Not
sure why he took Joe.
They calm down Breacher somehow. I'm confused how Breacher didn't just murder them both. But
Cisco is the one who calms him down.
Right. Cisco shows up in Vibe costume and stands up to him, which, while he still hates Cisco, it gives mad respect. So that is such a Danny Trejo thing, right?
It's really a dad thing too. When you've got a daughter and you're like, listen, nobody will ever be good enough for my daughter. I'm just sorry.
Right.
But deep down, you might respect the guy who's with your daughter, and that's kind of what's going on here. He's never gonna like Cisco.
Right.
They're never gonna be pals and go drink beers together. But he respects him enough, and he's worthy of his daughter.
Right, and that was good. So he calmed him down. Now, the Flash can't get to the mayor, so he needs Plastic Man's help, and he reveals himself to be Barry, and that's when we get that great line. Great, I love the Flash. Now I gotta hate the Flash.
I know, isn't that awesome?
Yeah, he convinces the Plastic Man to use his skills to grab the helicopter so that Barry can get up there. And I love this scene. It's like, damn it, I hate you. Isn't that guy your assistant? Remember that? Isn't that guy your assistant?
Yeah. Yeah, that was great.
And Plastic Man throws his arm up, catches the helicopter, and the Flash runs on his arm, which was so great, man.
Okay.
And,
yeah, I love that. I love that whole thing, and how he's holding on to it. I mean, this is just favorite scene of the movie, or favorite scene of the show.
Yeah, and he saves the day. You know, he gets Joe down there, captures the mayor, and saves the day. Now there's a couple of other scenes that come up that we didn't get, but we're gonna talk about. The day is saved. Joe, tells the whole crew that he's having a kid. They all celebrate. They hug.
Yeah, that was a great celebration too. I love that little dance they did, and the kind of the slow-mo thing, and the music. They played that out perfectly. The cigars as they brought each person in and told them.
That was great. Now, what about this last thing? What about Caitlin at the very end? That cliffhanger, Shane.
Okay, so Caitlin basically gets home, and on her door is etched some words that basically say, "We'll see you soon," or "We want you to come back," and that probably alludes to what was happening when she was a bartender,
right?
And that whole scene from that creep, that weird thing, and whoever her previous boss was. So we got this great high, and then of course we're going to end it on a uh-oh note. Everything's going great. Now something's wrong.
Yeah, because next episode we get Kate Sackhoff as I forgot the character's name, but she's a bad person.
Okay.
And Kate Sackhoff, from Battlestar Galactica, we're gonna love that character. She's gonna be a great villain, not even attached to DeVoe. We also get a little DeVoe, the Thinker thing, where he's talking to Ralph. He offers Ralph a spot on the team, which was great. Ralph takes it. That. And when he asks where he got his information on the mayor, he says, I don't know, the guy's last name was DeVoe. And that's when Barry remembers all the times he was warned about DeVoe.
Yes, so he knows a big baddie's coming.
Big baddie's coming. And that was it, guys. We love the episode. We're trying to keep our episodes shorter, so if you like the faster pace, let us know in the comments down below. If you agree with us, comment below. If you disagree, comment below. Comment below, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Be a part of our next giveaway. And we're going to get our boxing video done as soon as possible for the 25 videos. Shane?
Yeah, and just because we're lagging on the boxing video doesn't mean these videos won't count towards the next boxing video.
That's right.
So get your comments in, because you're going to be in the next competition. You want to make sure you're getting in these 32-person melees.
And the boxing videos are fun as hell.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun to
guys.
Watch, a lot of fun to win.
That's it for us. We'll be back tomorrow with Survivor, and the day after that with Orville. Please have a fantastic Wednesday night. Enjoy the World Series tonight. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, guys.